It's a morning defined by a very specific kind of chaos. Kids rush into traditional clothes while families gather around plates heavy with preparations. You see the same elements in almost every home: bowls of red powder, piles of traditional sweets, and colorful woven threads. Looking at it, the Rakhi is often just a simple piece of yarn decorated with beads. Yet millions of people treat this humble object with a level of reverence usually reserved for family heirlooms. That string represents a heritage of loyalty and protection that has been building for thousands of years, linking modern families to a timeline of ancient empires and legends. The Sanskrit roots of the name define the festival's purpose. Raksha translates to protection, and Bandhan means a tie or a bond. Combined, they represent an absolute, unconditional promise of support between two people, physically anchored by that woven thread. Throughout history, the weight of this promise has halted invading armies, commanded mighty emperors to march across continents, and even changed the fate of the gods. To understand how a piece of yarn gained that kind of authority, we have to look at the specific moments where these traditions began. Our first stop is in an era of ancient kings and divine avatars found deep within the Hindu epics. According to the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna accidentally sliced his finger while handling a weapon. As those around him scrambled to find medicine, the situation turned to panic. A queen named Draupadi didn't wait for a doctor. She immediately tore a strip of silk from her own expensive sari and tied it around Krishna's wound to stop the bleeding. Krishna was moved by her spontaneous sacrifice. He vowed to remain her protector forever. Years later, when Draupadi was publicly attacked by rival kings, Krishna kept his promise. He used divine power to extend her sari endlessly. The modern Rakhi thread is a reminder of this legend, that small, selfless acts of care can create a lifelong shield of protection. The tradition also has cosmic roots, involving Yama, the god of death, and his twin sister, the river goddess Yamuna. When Yama finally visited his sister after a long absence, Yamuna welcomed him with a massive feast and tied a sacred thread around his wrist. Touched by her hospitality, Yama granted a powerful boon. Any brother who wears a thread tied by his sister receives a long, healthy life. This story is the reason families still share sweets today. The ritual is a physical wish for a sibling's health and longevity. In the 16th century, the legend moved into recorded history. Queen Karnavati was trapped inside the fortress of Chittor, facing a massive military siege she couldn't win alone. She sent a Rakhi thread to the Mughal Emperor Humayun, asking for his help as a brother. It was a bold move. Humayun ruled a rival empire and practiced a different faith. They had no blood relation or shared political interests. Yet Humayun respected the sacred tradition of the thread. He stopped his own military campaign and marched his army to Chittor to protect the queen. This march proved that Raksha Bandhan functions as a universal symbol of respect that can bridge even the widest cultural divides. Today, kids can participate in this legacy by following a few specific steps at home. To start, the sibling receiving the Rakhi sits facing east. This is an old tradition meant to invite the auspicious energy of the rising sun. Next is the tilak. You apply red roli powder and rice to their forehead as a mark of blessing. Then comes the arti. You light a small diya and wave it in slow circles to symbolize the clearing away of negativity. Once the path is clear, you tie the Rakhi securely on the right wrist. Finally, you exchange sweets and gifts. This represents a tangible pledge to support one another in the year to come. These actions link you directly back to the prayers for health and safety that have been practiced for centuries. While store shelves are often filled with mass-produced options, the tradition has never been about the price of the string. You can make a Rakhi yourself using paper flowers, buttons, or yarn. You can even create a sibling coupon book filled with promises to do chores or play games together. The bond is also expanding. Sisters now tie Rakhis on sisters, and friends use them to honor the people they trust most. By participating, you are keeping a historical legacy alive, making your own